Hey everyone, Brian here. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. As you heard in the last episode, we're making a pivot. We are no longer focusing directly on home services pros, but we are going to be focusing on how anyone and everyone can be an authority. And more importantly, how can they use that authority to affect their business and how to get picked up by that magical thing called AI. So let's jump in. Last week, I did something really uncomfortable. I sat in front of a group of 15 really, really bright entrepreneurs that I'm in a mastermind with. And I challenged them this: go to your favorite AI and ask them a question about you, your business, or what you're known for. And they all did it. And they all went, huh. So whether they're coaches, business owners, industrial, marketing companies, software companies, financial advisors, all the gamut of things. And they were really surprised. Now, while there were some commonalities that were happening, then I said, okay, well, what does your company do? And in some cases, they were similarly sounding names of companies in different cities. Some of them had similar parts of their name in the same city, but were completely different businesses. And they got some of it right and they got some of it wrong. So guess what's happening? When that happens, it's because of two things. One is that there's a technical problem. We'll talk about that later on, but there's a technical problem with your stuff. So get over it. And the second thing is that you're probably not producing enough stuff. So we're going to talk about that. So because what happens is that if you're selling something, what do you do? What's the first thing you go do when you get a letter, an email, a phone call, an ad, whatever? You go to the old, you go to your model of choice, you go to ChatGPT, you go to Google, you go do whatever you want. And then what's the first thing that happens in Google? AI answers. If you don't show up there as potentially one of the players in there, they're going to move on. Maybe they won't, maybe they will. But if you show up there more often than not, you're going to have the opportunity to jump in. So, because here's what no one's telling you. Every single day, your buyers are going to AI. Figure out what do they need to do to get their job done. Every day they're happening. And so what's happening is they're going to find your competitors. They're going to find your competitors' websites. They're going to find your upstream suppliers, whatever it is, it is. And because it's already formed an opinion about you without your input, it's going to decide how to share your information with the world. And I don't know about you, that doesn't sound very good. So I want you to ask yourself the same thing I asked myself. If I showed up, what do I want to be known for? So go ahead, put in Brian Durkin, spell it right, and say, hey, the B2B guy, because that's what I'm known for. And then ask it about me. Find out where I came from, what's my story, and it's going to tell you a lot about me. Finally, I'm no longer in the shadow of Brian Durkin, the former chairman of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So, hey, Brian, I hope you're having a great retirement. So, how do you do that? Well, we call it an invisible audit. So go ahead and do that, right? Because the invisible audit is simply put your name, your business name, right? Just like we had carpet cleaners near me. And for Google Maps, it's fantastic. And oh, by the way, if you are in a local business, you better be in Google Maps. You better have your Google business profile set up and you better be putting content there, because this concept of AI visibility is no longer just this thing that was a passing fad. It's been around for 3 years now. Think about that. 3 years since the first ChatGPT came about, right? And there's a lot of road noise about AI data centers. They're not going away. There are obviously challenges with that. We're not going to talk about that on this one at all. But the idea is that you want to be found the way you want to be found in whatever model suits you. And there are reasons why you want to focus on that. And when you're doing your audit, you want to understand that there's leaks in your audits. And for simple sake, you're going to find blog pages that aren't talking about your products that you're selling. You're going to find hidden landing pages that have a different phone number. You're going to have your technology providers' templates inside of your website with completely different businesses. You're going to have 5 different phone numbers. Well, guess what? That confuses the models and it lowers your trust signal. We'll talk about that more in a minute. So, but go ahead, go ahead and just do your little quick check. Go to your go to your model of choice, whether it's Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek, Manus, whatever you're using, go ahead and do that because you want to find out. So the second thing we want to talk about is this proof gap. So before, when we published content, it did what we call keyword stuffing and just published lots of content so that Google would find us and Google would say, hey, listen, since you're publishing lots and lots of stuff, you have to be, quite honestly, an authority and you got to pump it up. Well, that's changed. We have a couple things and there's lots of things we talk about. But today we're going to talk about the fact of they want to trust you. They want to trust proof and they want authenticity. Why do I use my voice and create a podcast where I'm the only one on it? Well, you'll learn in future episodes. That's how I got found by AI, because I have been podcasting for a year and a half, not as regular as I should, but now everyone gets to know about me. I have a new book coming out that's based upon what I talked about, how I talked about it, and we did some things. I have some new products and services coming out, all because I sat down and spent the time to do it. Now, Brian, why would you do that? Well, two things. One, I enjoy it. I like talking. And two, I wanted to change my business. We have been in the services kind of reactionary space for a very long time. And now we're able to be in the proactive space. We're able to help businesses define their authority. And quite honestly, I'm going to die on this vine. Your authenticity. The words AI slop are everywhere. LinkedIn now has a, hey, was this generated with AI button? And you can self-report. And if other people think that, they're going to shove you down in the algorithm. But if it's your voice using your intonations, my weird hand signals, my weird hand signs, which I'm talking about if you're seeing the video now, you're going to be more trustable and you're going to find how to show up. Now, is that easy? No. But does it take 20 minutes a week? Yes. But if you don't want to do it, well, there's other ways to do that. That's what we'll talk about next. The founder's bottleneck. Oh my goodness. I have tons of, as I've told you before, I have tons of friends in the marketing business. I don't care if they do Google ads, Facebook ads, SEO, websites, direct response marketing, postcards, phone services, you name it, any possible treatment for that. I've never heard a single marketing company say, man, I really wish we had something less to say. I'll say the opposite side of that. Every business owner and CEO I work with, they just say, yeah, it's all good. I just want to sell some stuff. So what do? They punish their customers full of, hey, we do this. Let me know when you want to buy. It's like walking into a car dealership and saying, hey, what do I need to do to get you to buy a car today? And 90+% of all the buyers in every market in the world have done a ton of research before they've come in to see you. And guess what? If you don't show up, they're not going to do it. So back to the bottleneck. If you are not the right resource in your business to be the most talked about or the most shared about, then find out who they are. You probably have a board of directors, for lack of a better term. You've got a board or a group of people that know all the different things about your business. Maybe it's a project manager. Maybe it's a technical person. Maybe it's past customers. Maybe it's your spouse who basically runs the business and you're the face of the business. There's a million people you can include to be part of that storytelling. And then there are things you can do to have it be consistently about your brand voice without it being your specific voice. Probably 3/4 of the people we work with, well, that's actually a little less, maybe half the people we work with are founders are too busy doing founder stuff. They're buying businesses, they're negotiating with their vendor partners, they're attending networking events, or they're going to speak at conferences, whatever the things that they're doing. They don't necessarily have the time, and a lot of them don't have the desire to do that. Well, guess what? You don't have to be the one doing it. So just remember that. That's really important, because your customers want to attach themselves to people that they want to attach themselves with. So if you sell coaching services to a certain kind of customer, you want them to feel like you're in your shoes. Heard this a bunch of times in my mastermind last week. Hey, guess what? I sit on the same side of the table as you. When I coach you, I sit on the same side of the table as you. And I'm really fortunate with with our delivery clients that I tell them, listen, I'm on your side of the table. Yes, I charge you money and we make a profit on that. But guess what? I'm on your side of the table. So I'm looking out for you. Some people don't believe that. That's up to them. But my body of work has shown that that is indeed the key. There are customers that I did business with 20 years ago. If I could find them, or if I had their phone numbers on my phone, I could probably call them and see how they're doing. wonder what their kids are doing, how the rest of their ecosystem is, and where their journey has taken them since we last got together. So don't let yourself be a bottleneck. So, all right. So I wanted to wrap up with this simple concept. Don't let AI decide how you're going to show up. Go ahead, do a brand audit, just do an audit, ask AI, who am I and what am I known for? And then figure out what to do next. So big stuff, big ideas. Keep listening in to the Authority Hub podcast, and you will learn how to get that done. Thanks for your time, everybody. And you guys have an amazing day.